Hey guys, it's Kim from Crafty Nani. I have a craft haul here for you. I'm going to try to start doing, make a playlist on my YouTube channel for Thrift Therapy Thursdays. And I got the Thrift Therapy from Tamara over at Tattered Tammy. But I don't know if anybody's ever done like a Thrift Therapy Thursday or not. But if they have, I didn't get it from them. I don't know. I just heard Tamara say thrift therapy, and I thought, oh, I'm gonna make a thrift therapy Thursday. So this is take 2 on this video because my husband was back in the background talking, so I don't know how to edit that out. So I'll just start it over. So this here on my desk came from a local thrift store. Well, it's not local. We live in Tennessee, but we drove over to Bristol, Virginia, and it's the AmVet in Bristol, Virginia. Everything that I got here that I'm going to show you right now came from there. It was $13.34. Everything I got was half off except for a couple items. I did round up to $14. I think it goes to help the veterans. I'm not sure. So like I said, this was take 2 on this video, but I'll show you what I got. I picked this up. This will here be good for St. Patrick's Day journals, or even like a pirate journal. That would be good for that. I picked these cards up. These cards were one of the items that was not half off. These are vintage playing cards. I use those in journals. Also, you can alter those. I picked this up, this washi tape. I don't know how well the sticky will work on it. It looks pretty old, but I can always put glue on it, but I thought that would work great in some journals. I picked up this vintage pattern. It's probably from the 80s. Those clothes look like they're from the 80s. I don't know if there's a date on this one or not. No, I don't see a date on it, but I like that pattern there. I picked these up for junk journaling. They're little cards, and they came with all these little pins, and I thought they were little baby invitation, but I think they're just like maybe to and from cards, just a pick me up card. This one says life is s'mores fun with friends like you. So, and they could be thank you cards from a little birthday party. There's 2 different ones in here. And this one is, I need some more friends like you, and it says to and from 2 on the inside. So there's that. And like I said, there's little pins in there. I can always use those in junk journals. Put them on trinket charms. I picked up this vintage tin here. This is a Christmas tin. It had a fruitcake in it, and it was half off, so it was 75 cents. So I did pick that up. And this stuff here, all this here that I'm picking up right now, came in this too. Came in this bag. Like I said, this is take 2. I opened it up. The price on it was $3.50, but it was half off, so it was $1.75. This here was in there. This ribbon here was in there. These little, these are little treat bags. They're Valentine treat bags. They were in there. I picked it up because I seen some vintage gift wrap paper. There's several pieces of gift wrap paper in here. That's why I picked up this packet. Oh, these were not in there. Here's some more Valentine treat bags. Here's some cellophane like holographic tissue paper. There's 3 packs of that, brand new, never opened. Here is some more tissue paper. I think this is like tissue paper. I don't think this is gift wrap, but there's several different ones of these. I can always use these in junk journals too. There's different patterns of this here. There's only a little bit of this, so I must have liked that one. And then this must be, it might be gift wrap too. There's this gift wrap. It's still new in the package. So there's that. It's like a spring. Here's some gift wrap with fruit on it. That would be great for a cookbook journal or something. Here's some stickers. Some of these have been used, but that's okay. Some more ribbon here for gift wrap, a gift tag. Here is some Yeah, this is gag gift wrap, I guess. It's for, I guess, gag gifts. I don't know. Maybe a bachelorette party. I don't know what that was for. But here's this. Here's some little rub-ons that was in there. Some alphabet rub-ons. That pack's new. All these little stickers were in there. Some little dog stickers. There's a couple packs of those. A couple of sheets of that. A couple of sheets of these little cat ones here. There's about 4 sheets of these here, I think. Yeah, 4 sheets of these. There's 4 sheets of these here. These little animal friends. And here's some sea animals. There's 4 sheets of those. And I think we're back at the beginning. Yes. This is some scrapbook. Little pieces, little ephemera. Here is some, sorry about that glare, sorry about that. Some Disney stickers here. Here's some more, like bags. They got grapes on them, clusters of grapes. Here is more themed scrapbook paper that was in there. And like I said, all this came in a pack. It was $1.75. Some of the things I will not use, but yeah, some of them I will. Here is some more. This is like an acetate sheet. Here's another pack. Looks like someone has used some of this. Oh, there's open with that in. Yeah, someone cut some of that out, but it's just different, like, paper. They all look like they have roses on them. They're just different colors. It's pretty. So there's that. I probably will not use that. Lay that to the side. And then I picked up these vintage flashcards. They're addition and subtraction flashcards. This might be 2 sets because it's awful. It's a lot thicker. I think it is 2 sets. It's a lot thicker than the ones that's in the pack for the addition for adding and subtracting. So yeah, these didn't have a price on them, so I don't know how much they were. That may have been the $1.50 that wasn't discounted. I'm not sure. All the toys was half off. Like I said, I got all this stuff for $14 minus a, I got my little daughter a vintage little telephone to play with. I've got this Wizard of Oz board game here. I'm trying to make a journal out of this. All the pieces were here. Here's all the characters. I'm assuming all the pieces are here. Yep, 2 to 4 players, and that's 4 cards there. And then here's the little spinner, and then the Wizard of Oz cards. I have made 1 Wizard of Oz junk journal, but I'm planning on doing more. I love the Wizard of Oz. I'm actually going to make a personal one for me. So I did pick that up. It was half off. It was $2.25 and half off of $2.25, so $1 and a few cents. I picked this vintage 1989 Mead notepad up. That'd be great to add in journals. I doubt that I can get that price sticker off. This might have been what wasn't discounted because I don't think the red was discounted. I bet this was it. Yeah, this was probably the item that was not discounted. This and those vintage playing cards. I bet those was what wasn't discounted. So there's that. And then at that store, there was lots of grab bag things. Like I said, that first packet of stuff that I showed you, I had already opened it up because I had to redo this video. And then this pack, and I got this actually for all the wood beads that was in it. So this packet was $2.75 with half off. So $1.30. 37 cents. So I've got that. This was in there. Probably will not use that. Here's some green wooden beads. use those. Some blue wooden beads. I use those for journals. This I will not use. This is a Christmas ornament. Yeah, I won't use that. I'll redonate that. Here's a little butterfly. It's a little light. I might give that to my little granddaughter. There, it's a little sticker. This was in there. Don't know what that was for. I'll donate that. There are some vintage pins, button pins in here. There's that. And then here's a vintage Van Halen. Eddie Van Halen. Here's another vintage pin. And then here's a vintage teacher pin. This one has a date on it. Let's see if I can see what it is. But anyway, it's a little apple with a little graduation hat on it. I was gonna look and see if I can see the date on it, but I don't think I can. No, I can't see it. But anyway, it is vintage. I want to say it's from the 80s. But I got that. Was in there. This was in there. I'll give this to my little granddaughter. It's a little Wendy's minion. And then this little fan was in there. I actually might keep this for myself because I burn up all the time. So that would be great just to have on hand somewhere if I need it. So that would be great. So that was all in that goodie bag. That grab bag. And I think that's all that was from the Annabeth store. So all that for $14 plus a toy that I had picked up for my little granddaughter. My husband gave me these. These are coasters. So they're coasters. There's a whole pack of coasters there to use in junk journaling. And then another bag of stuff that I have picked up over. It's been a few weeks. I picked this stuff up. I found these I Love Lucy trading cards at my local Goodwill. My local Goodwill in Johnson City. That's really not my local Goodwill. I live in Elizabethton, but the one in Johnson City just reopened a new store. They closed one down and moved to a bigger store. And these were $1.99. That's pretty good because my Goodwill got pricey. They about lost their minds on some things that they price. But these cards were only $1.99, and I'm planning on doing a Lucy journal, so I thought these would be great for that. I love these. I love Lucy. One of the great a clean classic show. So like Andy Griffith. I actually have some Wizard of Oz cards like this. I did put some in my journal that I recently made and posted here on YouTube. I think it was my last video, probably, maybe. But I had some Wizard of Oz cards like that I ordered off of eBay. I picked this little book up at a thrift store. I don't know where I got this. Maybe at the Goodwill. Maybe when I went there. At the Goodwill, it has some very cute images in it. Very, very cute. And it's a Happy Day book. And it's from 1982. It's in good shape. The cover is not in the best of shape, but as far as the pages, they're all in good shape. And everyone's marked on. I picked this up, this Wizard of Oz book. I think it was probably a quarter at a thrift store in North Carolina called the Rams Rack. So here's a Wizard of Oz book. Let's see if she has the ruby slippers or if she has the silver slippers in this book. I think she probably has the silver slippers. Let's see, there's supposed to be Glenda. Yep, it's the silver slippers. And this book is dated 1996. And it's a Landau's book. Landau's book. I can't remember if I showed these in my last haul or not, but I've got these two Richard Scarry books. They're just classic Richard Scarry. They are marked in, but I thought I could use some of the images I can cut out and use. Not all is lost, so that makes me feel better about getting a book that I'm going to cut up. So this page isn't marked on. These probably were very cheap, probably $1/4, I would say. So I got those. I picked up this little golden book, and like I said, I may have shown these in my last video, my last haul video. This one's not in the best of shape, but for tags or whatever, it would be good. The cover's in very poor shape, and it is from 1962. This is, the original was 1962. This was the 6th printing, and it was 1974. I also ordered off of a group, off of Facebook. A lady had posted some vintage Old Maid. These are the large Old Maid cards. So she had posted these for sale, and I did purchase these from her. Unfortunately, I can't remember what her name is, or I would give you her name. So I purchased 5. I love that. I'm a nurse, so I love that. And she gave me a few extra goodies. She gave me this writing paper here, and she sent some playing cards. So they're like she sent 4 playing cards with that, and then she sent me a little note here on the back of this paint sample swatch here. So a little note there. I thought that was nice of her to send that extra. She did not have to do that, but that was super nice. I found this vintage wallpaper. I'll use that in junk journals. $2. It was at the Rams rack there in Boone, North Carolina. I picked this book right here up in Boone, North Carolina. I have this book. The cover here, this is terrible. It's an awful shape. But this was given to someone in 1972. I got it for the pages. I'm planning on doing a little circus book, and these are little circus bears. They're so cute. There's some kangaroos with the bears. There's all the bears in the tree. I've shown this book before because I have this book, but yes, I love bears and clowns. So I got that for a journal. And I picked up some things for my little granddaughter in a little bag of stuff that the Goodwill had bagged together. And I picked these things out here. Here's just a little wooden circle chip to use for a trinket, a charm. Look at this little purse. It's Whoppers. So I got that. Here's a little egg and a shoe to use. It's a Barbie shoe. And then here's a little purse. So I got those. And then I have a little bit of stuff from Michael's. I went to Michael's the other day. I didn't purchase much. They don't have a whole lot there. But I purchased these die cut ephemera pieces. It's their brand recollection is Michael's brand of stuff, but here's what's in this pack if anybody wants to get any. I think these were on sale. It said $5.99, but I'm pretty sure these were on sale, and these little pumpkins here were on sale because these were marked at $6.99, but they weren't. They were $4 and something, so a little over $1 each for pumpkins. But I thought those were so cute to use on charms, Halloween charms. And then I picked up this Tim Holtz Ideology. This is their backdrops here, and I haven't even opened this up to look at it. But let's see. I love Tim Holtz products. I haven't bought any in a while, but because the area that I live in, none of the stores really carry it. That Michael's carries very few things of Tim Holtz. And, you know, our Hobby Lobby, they don't carry any of it anymore. They don't carry Tim Holtz anymore, but here's one sheet. There's the back of that. I like this because I thought I could cut these out and use them for ephemera or tags or things like this. I love this one. Look at that. That's great. And then this is the back of it. And then here's this. And that's the back of it. And here's this one. And that's the back of that. I think this is in another one of the backdrops, maybe one before, or something similar to that. I think I've had that before. There's this. And these do not have to be used for Halloween, because look at that. Yeah, that's, or this one doesn't look Halloweenish. Yep. This is like maybe a tombstone, so that one's kind of Halloweenish. This, I love this. I love that. And then here's this. And here's this one. And that's the back of that. I figure this one's awesome too. I love this one. Reminds me of a jester. Here's that. Here's a spider web. This back one here looks so distressed. That one's pretty neat. These were a little expensive at my Michael's. I think it was $13.99. This. I actually think I have this too in one, but it might not have this distressing on it like that right there. Here's this. Here's the back of that. Oh, here's one with the bugs on it. This is pretty awesome. Look at that. There's some orange and black. Kind of a matte. There's this. Look at the back of that. Here's the other side. It was flipping over. I'm sorry. And this one, which there are lots of sheep. There's lots of them in here. And so far, there's no doubles. So here's that. That one's really distressed. Here's a striped orange and black. And then here's this. That's the back of that one. Do you all in your area, do you all have a store that carries Tim Holtz products? Like I said, in my area, we don't have one that carries much of it. Here's this one. Let me just turn it this way. I think it's like a cigar box, I think. There's that. And this is the last of that. So there's that. And I think that's all for my haul also. If you like this kind of content, give it a thumbs up. Like I said, I'm going to put this in a playlist. Maybe try to come about once or twice a month for Thrift Therapy Thursdays. So if you like this content, give it a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to my channel. Bye.